Hey, it's Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 74-year-old female. Now, first thing I recommend is go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we've got these quoters on just about every page. These are free to use. And all you need to do is just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, put your birthday in there, fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It'll take you to a page that's going to show you the best insurance companies with the lowest rates based off your age, gender, and the state that you live in. And it's a really great way to compare rates. And then give us a call at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can help you understand what you qualify for. Now, one of the first things we recommend for a 74-year-old female looking at $15,000 worth of insurance is just considering, is that an appropriate amount of coverage for your final expense needs? Like either that's typically going to be cremation or burial. So let's look at that cremation first. There's really two options that go with cremation. The first is you just get cremated and you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, right? And then the other option is, if there's going to be some sort of a ceremony, like a celebration of life ceremony, remembrance ceremony, something like that, in addition to the cremation. So the first option, where you're just cremated and come home in a cardboard box or an urn, that's typically going to cost between $1,000 to $2,000 right now. And, if you're going to have that cremation in the ceremony, typically going to be $3,500 to $4,500, depending what part of the country you live in. But as far as coverage, what do we recommend there? Well, for that first one where you're going to be cremated and come home in a cardboard box or an urn, that is, most people we would help would get somewhere between $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now you might be going, well, Randy, hold on. You said it was $2,000 for the cremation, but now you're recommending $5,000 coverage. What's going on there? Well, the deal is our 74-year-old female probably wants to make it to age 84, maybe even more. And we know the prices go up over time due to inflation. So all we're doing is we're getting a little more coverage than is needed right now. And that way we lock in the current youngest age rates right now. But then we get enough coverage to inflation-proof the plan so that family members at some point down the road don't have to come up with any money out of pocket to pay any extra expenses. And it works really great that way. It inflation-proofs the plan. But, God forbid you died in the first few years, there's also extra money left over to pay off other expenses, maybe medical bills or credit card bills, that if you'd been given the gift of time, you would have lived long enough to pay those off. So it works really great. It inflation-proofs the plan in the long term, but provides extra money short term for any other expenses. Now, for that second option where you get cremated with the ceremony, most people are typically going to get somewhere between $7,000 to $10,000. Again, same concept. We're going to inflation-proof the plan in the long term, but also provide some extra funds in the short term. Now, if you're going to get a burial done, that's right now the average cost of a burial in the United States is right around $10,000. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, they should be able to help you out with that. Won't be anything fancy by anyone, just by the way. But it's hard to imagine they would say no and let you walk out the door and walk 2 blocks down the road to one of their competitors. But just understand that $10,000, that's kind of the entry cost right now. It's not going to be anything fancy or anything, but that should get the job done. But just consider it's not inflation proof. So most 74-year-old females that we would help would look somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000. Now, possibly $20,000 if a body needed to be transported to a different state, or they're, had some kind of more elaborate plans kind of made. But yeah, on average between $10,000 to $15,000. Now, if money's kind of a problem right away, most of the people we help are on a fixed or limited income. So if all you can afford is $10,000, just get that for right now. It takes care of most of the most immediate needs. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, sometimes people will say, hey, I want to get, for sure want to get this insurance to take care of my final expenses, burial, cremation, whatever that is. But I also want to leave some money to the kids. So what would $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 be? So we'll run them some rates, and let's just use $50,000 as our example. We'll give them the rates, and they go, oh, I'm on Social Security or disability. I can't do that, So yeah, if I can't do everything, I'm not going to do anything at all. And we have to have a conversation with them and say, hey, listen, you know what? You came in here and you wanted to do the burial, the cremation, the final expenses, because you know you're going to die. There's no getting out of that. Everybody dies. So you want to take care of that, because if you don't take care of that, your family members are going to have to pay for this out of their own pocket. And typically, they're going to have to put it on credit cards and pay 26% interest, and they're going to be paying on this years and years and years. And that's not fair to them, to make them pay something that's not their responsibility. So why don't we do this? Why don't we get the final expense policy done first, and then we can always look at adding another policy at some point in the future to leave some money behind for the kids. And most people are just thrilled with that option. Keep in mind, though, if money's not an issue and you want to do it all at once, we can certainly help you out with that as well. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. We never recommend getting a 2-year waiting period plan. We'll talk about that in a moment. But what first day coverage is it means that hypothetically, if your plan were issued and approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write out that check for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is, right? That's going to be the best coverage. It's also going to have the lowest pricing. Now, some people would say, well, Randy, I do like that first day coverage, but I'm not in the best health. And I know those plans ask health questions, and I'm worried I may not qualify. Well, to that, we always say, hey, that's our responsibility. That's not your responsibility, at least from an insurance standpoint. And the reason we say that is because we work with enough different insurance companies. They all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And really right now, about 90 or 95% of the time, we're able to get people first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to get you first day coverage is if you just waited too long and you had some significant health issues going on, like, maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months. Maybe you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or in a hospital or a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd typically refer you out to a different insurance company. And, something that seems to happen every week as well is somebody will call us up and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money. And now their body's down at the funeral home, and the funeral home director is not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get a check in our hand so we can pay the funeral home director. We have to let them know that there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer policy on a dead person. You have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. So it's really sad they had a family member pass away. It's doubly sad that their family member didn't care enough about the people that they were leaving behind to actually take care of this. They knew they were going to die someday. They probably looked at this insurance at some point and said, I need to get it, but they put it off. And then one day, they just went and died. And now their family members are going to have to pay for this, and they're probably going to have to put it on credit cards and pay 26% interest, and it's take them years and years to pay off. So what a terrible legacy to leave behind. You could have done everything else right in life, and you mess up this one last thing, and that's how you're going to be remembered. So don't be that person. If you need to, we can always help you start small. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, one thing we don't recommend is those plans with 2-year waiting periods. You probably heard of Colonial Penn. They advertise all the time on TV, it seems like. Seems like that $9.95 commercials on the TV every 7 minutes or something. But you may not know this, but that $9.95 plan, yeah, that's a 2-year waiting period plan. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, you probably didn't know that. Yeah, we never recommend getting a 2-year waiting period plan if you qualify for first day coverage. You absolutely should never do that. Now, Colonial Penn, they're not the only ones with 2-year waiting periods out there. There's other companies out there too, like Mutual of Omaha, or United of Omaha Line, AIG, Gerber, gosh, so many other companies. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 74-year-old female probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn commercials, and she's probably thinking, oh my gosh, that was so slickly produced. I'm pretty smart for waiting until age 74. You know what? Based on that commercial, I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for only $9.95. And then our 74-year-old female talks with the Colonial Penn agent, or goes online and looks at their website like we're doing for you right here, and sees that a female age 74, 1 unit of coverage, which is $9.95, is only going to buy $802 worth of insurance benefits. And that's not even enough to take care of just a bare bones cremation where you come home in a cardboard box in any part of the United States that we're aware of. And it doesn't matter if it did, because this plan has a 2-year waiting period that we advise you to avoid. You should not do that. So why would you ever get a plan just based off like a low rate when it's such a measly, minuscule amount of coverage? Now, some people would say that companies out there that offer these teaser rates, right? They're just meant to tease you, think you get so much, that they actually offer those, and they don't want you to buy that plan, right? They don't want you to buy that plan. So what they do is they offer that rate just to get your information, and then they get you in their marketing funnel, and then they get you on the phone, and then they will gladly show you that low rate and how minuscule the coverage is. And then they'll say, hey, that's not enough coverage to do anything. You need more coverage. And then they upsell you into coverage that's more expensive and more profitable for them. Now, we would never say Colonial Penn would do anything like that, but I guess you make that judgment on your own based off the fact that $9.95 is only going to buy you $802 worth of coverage. So, but this video is around $15,000. Let's take a look. So Colonial Penn, the problem is Colonial Penn, they max out at 15 units. So we're not gonna, let's see what that's going to be. Let's see. 15 units. Yeah, not even coming close to 15,000. It's $12,030. And it's going to be roughly $150. So let's do this. Let's go see what first day coverage would be and see how much money we can save you. So here we go. We got $15,000 for a female, age 74. There we go. Get quote. We're going to click that. Let's go back and look at this. Again, $12,000 roughly for $150. And I want to show you here. So this is $15,000. So we're going to get $15,000 for $98. And this is level coverage. That means first day coverage, which is exactly what you want. So would you rather have $15,000 for $98, or would you rather have $12,000 for right around $150? Yeah. And I'll just round numbers here. This is roughly 99. So it's right around $50 more a month to go with Colonial Penn, where you get less coverage and you have to suffer through a 2-year waiting period, and you're going to overpay on that policy for the rest of your life. So let's do the math on that. If it's $50 a month more and times 12 months, you'd overpay right around $600 more a year. If our 74-year-old female lived till age 84, you would end up overpaying right around $6,000 more than if you'd gotten approved with one of our companies that offer first day coverage. Why would you ever overpay $6,000 when you don't have to? You just need to be an educated consumer. And if you're not an educated consumer, there's no problem. Let us help educate you and get you qualified for the lowest rates out there. We would never recommend you take $6,000 of your hard-earned money, $6,000 of your wealth from your bank account and transfer that over to an insurance company over a 10-year period. And that's if you only live 10 years. What about if you live 15 years? Yikes, right? So yeah, let us help you get approved for these best plans. Let's take a look at some other companies here. You'll be able to see all these different companies. Well, here's Lumico, level coverage, right? First day coverage, but they're like right around $20 more. So let's do the math on the $20 times 12 months. That's $240 times 10 years. You'd overpay $2,400. Let me ask you this: if you were walking down the sidewalk and you had $2,400 cash in your wallet, would you ever pull your wallet out and just throw $2,400 on the ground and on the sidewalk and just walk away and let other people pick it up? No, you wouldn't. Why would you do the same equivalent thing with an insurance company? Yeah, don't overpay these insurance companies. Let's find another company here. Okay. Oh, here's one. Lincoln Heritage, fine company, I guess, but wowie. Look at that pricing, $145 compared to like $99. It is first day coverage, but why so much more? Why so much? Lincoln Heritage has a deal that when you pass away, they will supposedly call 3 or 4 funeral homes to get the lowest pricing. Maybe do a couple other things, but they don't do that for free. No, they charge more for it. That's like $145 versus $99. So let's just say it's $45 a month. We'll just kind of be favorable with the numbers. We know it's more than that. So let's do the math on that. That's $45 a month times 12 months. That's roughly $540 a year. And if our 74-year-old female makes it to age 84, you're going to end up overpaying right around $5,400 roundabout. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth overpaying an insurance company around $5,400 roughly to have them make, 2 or 3 phone calls to a funeral home, maybe do a couple other things that only takes an hour or so to do? Whew. A lot of people would say that's a really good payday for an insurance company. And we would tend to agree. We recommend, again, you keep that money in your own pocket. Don't transfer that wealth from your checking or savings account to an insurance company over the next 10 years when you can get qualified for rates that are going to save you, again, right around $5,400 in this example. So what we recommend you do is let us get you qualified for the lowest price. And then we've got a free funeral and estate planning guide. You can download that off our website. That is free, by the way. Once it's downloaded, print it out. And then once it's printed out, fill it out. Write down who gets what goes where, and what you want done after you're gone. And then keep that with your insurance policy. And that way, when you pass away, everything's in one place. Your family members just have to go to that one place, and they'll know that you not only loved and protected them financially with the insurance policy, but you loved and protected them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And all they'll need to do is open that funeral and estate planning guide and read what you wrote, and then just follow your wishes. And they'll know that you not only loved and protected them in life, but you actually loved and protected them that one last time in death, exactly when they would need you the most, but you weren't here, but you took care of things in advance. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So if you want to leave a legacy like that, just visit us at Funeral Funds of America. We've got a special quota for our YouTube visitors, funeralfunds.com/YouTube. And you can go there and you get the best insurance companies with the lowest rates and the most discounts. Take full advantage of that. It's a great way to price shop. And then give us a call at 888-862-9456. And we can help you understand which one's going to be best and which one you qualify for. And, if you've got an existing policy and you just want to see if we can save you money on it, or you just want to add coverage to it, we can help you out with that. If you need a brand new policy or just have questions about what you might qualify or what might be most appropriate for you, we can help you out with that. But we really look forward to helping you get the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you with it at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.